Live from EWOKK TV Studios in Michigan City, Indiana, this is Pro Wrestling Tonight with your host, John Bullard. Well, greeting there, wrestling fans, and welcome to another episode of Pro Wrestling Tonight. I am your host, John Bullard, and with me tonight, our producer, and also the interview man for Chicagoland Championship Wrestling, the gentleman who is known for multiple talents, not only on the microphone, but also in production, and also with the creation of a lot of top-notch talent in pro wrestling, the one and only Michael Allen.
John, I appreciate that.
Hey.
Thank you. Great introduction. I mean, I don't know if I deserve all that, but I greatly appreciate that.
Hey, you've done such a great job over the years, and both in Northwest Indiana and also in Illinois and Chicago wrestling scene. Having you on board with the company, being our lead interview man, but also one of our producers of the show as well, is going to be some good magic for the world of wrestling, that is for sure.
Well, I'm excited to work with you on top of this, and I want to start off, first of all, by thanking John Bullard, because this opportunity is something I don't take lightly, and it's something that you're providing an avenue for the Midwest to be able to not only have studio wrestling, which is not something that is common around here or even at all around here, and giving people another opportunity to have an avenue with a TV show. And like, there's radio shows out there, there's people that are doing things, but now a TV show, it's just taking it to a whole new level, and I want to thank you for that.
Oh, hey, that's my honor. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be running down our April 4th event that we have coming up here in Michigan City, Indiana. We're going to go over the matchups, and also by the end of the show, we're also going to have words from a lot of the athletes that will be competing on the April 4th event here in Michigan City, Indiana. Speaking of one of the first matchups that we have coming up, mm-hmm. we have the young martial arts sensation from Cambodia, a young gentleman by the name of Yoya. Mm-hmm. He will be taking on one of Chicago's most hated men and the kingpin, Damian Tyler. Tell us a little bit about these two combatants.
If you have not seen Yoya, this kid, a young kid, very, very early in the business, but I'm telling you, technical, striking ability is unbelievable. This kid, I mean, in 2 seconds,
lights out.
Lights out.
Yeah.
And not only that, but I mean, he's trained in martial arts. He also has the ability to fly around if necessary. Like, you don't know what you're going to get out of him, and he's very much a wild card.
Oh yes.
So being young and in the business, a lot of people haven't seen him yet, but just wait till you do.
For our junior heavyweight division that we're developing, mm-hmm. he's definitely considered by a lot of people one of the rising cream of the crop mm-hmm. of talent that is coming in to Chicago and also Northwest Indiana. Mm-hmm. What I found so fascinating about him is that, he has a martial arts background. You see a little bit of Muay Thai kickboxing. He also has a shoot wrestling background. He actually holds a couple of state records in the state of Florida.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
I think his high school record was 133 wins, and that's a legitimate shoot in the wrestling business.
Hence the name, the shooter weight.
The shooter weight.
Mm-hmm.
He is a legit martial artist with that training. He was trained by gentleman Jack Gallagher and also Cedric Alexander of World Wrestling Entertainment. He came through the Wrestling Academy, and also on top of that, his fiancee, Kai, she is an extremely talented martial artist as well, and female wrestler. Now, outside of talking about Mr. Yoya, mm-hmm. we have a guy that literally can cause riots in 3 seconds just by running his mouth.
You're absolutely right.
And Damian Tyler.
He's definitely one of the most hated men in the entire Chicagoland area.
Well, first time I ever worked a show with him, mm-hmm. he was when you first see Damian, stature-wise, he's not the biggest guy. Mm-hmm. But he'll come up to someone and say, you know what, I may not be 6'6", mm-hmm. but I will hit you like I was 6'6".
Oh, there's no doubt. Brawler style.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't back down from anybody. I have never seen him ever back down from a guy who was 6'4", 6'5". He came right at them like a pit bull.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
The work this guy can do in the ring is very underrated. Obviously, his gift to gab is something that, but if you come to a show and you see Damian Tyler, if you don't already know him and already hate him, by the time you get midway through the match, You will. Just remember that. You will hate him.
With also Damian Tyler, too, I know he's been planning to bring the Empire into Chicagoland Championship Wrestling. And I know that's a very dangerous group of men that he runs with.
It's a very dangerous group of men.
Now, outside of that, one of the other matchups we have coming up, we got Rockstar Johnny Nigh, who's been on this show, and the emails and phone calls and how many people wanted to choke him by the time that show was finished. He will be presenting, I guess it's going to be a new #1 hit or a big gift. He's kind of vague about this, and it kind of makes me kind of wonder, like, what does he have up his sleeve? And knowing Johnny, he's always got something up his sleeve. He's always got something planned.
Yes.
But he's taken on a young gentleman from the Michigan area by the name of Isaiah Moore.
Yes.
Now, for the fans who haven't seen Isaiah Moore, the best way that I could probably compare him to is Ricochet.
Yes. Yes. Isaiah Moore is extremely athletic.
Yeah.
And he is one half of a very successful tag team here in the Midwest called the Thieves of Greatness, him and Theo Storm. But one thing you can't do is count him out as a singles competitor, because
he's won titles as a singles competitor.
Absolutely. The athleticism of this kid is through the roof. Like you said, you mentioned Ricochet. That's a great comparison.
I believe the nickname everybody in Detroit and the Michigan and also Northwest Indiana scene, they call him the human highlight.
Yes.
So that's going to be fascinating. I know Johnny's going to have his hands full with that.
Oh, he's absolutely
I'm not trying to cut anything from Johnny Nigh as a professional wrestler. Johnny Nigh is actually championship material. But he's also facing a young man that has nothing to lose.
Exactly.
And that's a dangerous combination of, you have that athletic ability, but then you take in the never say die, never back down to anybody, no fear mentality. Whatever Johnny has up his sleeves, I hope it's good, because Isaiah has told me personally he's bringing his A game.
Oh, he better be ready. I mean, yeah, just like you said, you have Rockstar, who's, has this new cocky persona, new attitude that he's, taken on since he joined the world famous Fabulous Idols. And, don't take anything away from him. He still gets the job done. Even though he runs his mouth and people are starting to hate him,
he can back
it up. He has championships under his belt. Wherever he's gone, he's been successful. And yeah, he talks about, oh, I got a new #1 single, or I got a big surprise. This is going to be real interesting to see what he brings to the show on April 4th.
It was also kind of fascinating, too, is how he has bought the land from the Amish family, the Geckums. Have you heard about this?
I heard it on the interview when you discussed it with him.
He has showed videos of the construction work of the studio that he's got almost completely built now.
Oh, no.
And every single weekend, he goes over there, and you can see in the background the family, like, just pleading with him to stop. And he's just sitting back, drinking a martini, cracking jokes on them. And their son is wanting to get his hands on him in the worst way.
You better watch what he's doing, because if I think you're talking about who you're talking about, he's a dangerous man.
Yeah. Oh, he's definitely a powerhouse. Oh, absolutely. And not only that, but also another person in Johnny's past has kind of resurrected his former guitar player, Kip Michaels, who has also kind of sent emails that he's looking forward to introducing himself to Nigh, since it's been a couple of years since they've seen each other.
If I remember correctly, that didn't go very well, how that breakup ended.
No, not at all. Johnny kind of had a good laugh about firing his guitar player. And when I did my research, of course, as not only as a promoter, but also as an interview man.
Absolutely.
And when I found out who it was, I was highly fascinated by it. Because Kip Michaels, not only is he a talented musician in his own right, he's also a very talented wrestler. And I know Johnny didn't want to kind of put that over that, of course, his first band was with a couple of guys in the wrestling business.
Absolutely.
And, well,
He better watch what he says, or maybe Kip Michaels might make an appearance. And never know, Rockstar. Better be careful what you wish for.
That's true. Now, another matchup we have coming up, and this is going to be a big one because it is the introduction to the Tag League Showcase.
Mm-hmm.
And it is Youth Gone Wild with Chaz Moretti, who was also on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Chaz has bought the contracts to Youth Gone Wild, and they'll be taking on Jacob and Joey Gotch, the Gotch Brothers. Now, what is fascinating is Youth Gone Wild was a tag team that broke up years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and they both did singles competition. Now they have reunited after, I believe it's like 4 or 5 years. And they've been on a roll since they've reunited. Now with Chaz Moretti and his money and his backing and his connections, it makes him very dangerous. Interesting thing, though, that the Gotch Brothers are the legitimate great-great-great-grandsons of the first American world champion, Frank Gotch.
Exactly.
And here's another interesting fact. In April of 1908, Frank Gotch won the America's World Heavyweight Championship from George Hackenschmidt. Coming here in April, the Gotch Brothers make their debut here in the Midwest. I found that quite fascinating when I talked to them because I didn't plan it out. But when they mentioned it to me is, during this month, this is when, our great descendant, became champion, and we now plan to do the same.
So I'm sure that means a lot to them.
Absolutely.
The family history carrying that on.
I mean, here you got the punk rockers versus, a bunch of farm boys that were notorious for, in the amateur ranks. They have won NCAA championships, different, division championships.
Mm-hmm.
I know, if I'm correct, I believe Joey was... I usually get kind of a little bit confused, not out of disrespect them, because they look so identical to each other.
Yeah.
But one brother served in the Marine Corps and was on the Marine Corps national wrestling team.
That's impressive.
And did very well.
Mm-hmm.
The Youth Gone Wild has a speed. They have the accuracy with their kicks and their strikes. But they're taking on a mat wrestling suplexing brother combination that just doesn't back down.
No, absolutely. And like you said, when Tom Heisman and Matt Creed had broken off the tag team, they both went on to have extremely successful singles careers. And now bringing that talent and that things that they've learned in the ring back together makes them even more dangerous.
Oh, absolutely.
And so now you have probably one of the best teams in the Chicagoland area in Youth Gone Wild. But then I also have a soft spot in my heart for actual brother tag teams. And there's a certain chemistry with your brother that you have that you can't replace with another person. So yeah, there's all these teams that have been together for a long time, but there's a certain chemistry with an actual brother that it's natural. You can't teach that.
No. And
when you have that, I mean, that helps with like knowing what each other is doing in the ring. Like helps with, and you watch the Gotch Brothers, they do a lot of double team moves. And that to me is more dangerous when you put your talents together and have a move set that you can put people out with. And that's, a lot of times you see these tag teams where they come in and they're two singles guys doing two separate things and they're not on the same page.
And with the Gotch Brothers, you get a cohesive unit that they know one thing, that is to drop people on their heads and pin them, Mm-hmm. But you also got Youth Gone Wild, that's, even though they're not brothers, they're the closest thing to two brothers to run together. And, if one is thinking, the other is thinking the same thing right behind them.
And you got Chaz Moretti factor.
That's the main benefactor right there. You got Chaz Moretti, who is such a wild card himself.
Absolutely.
Because you never know what Moretti's going to do.
No. He's an actual boxer. I mean, the guy's dangerous. He's not just an everyday manager who's going to be at ringside.
Oh, yeah, he was Golden Gloves.
Yeah, he's a Golden Gloves. I mean, the guy could at any point interfere and one hit.
Yeah, absolutely. If it's on one hit of his fist, is that he always brings us pin. I've seen him use that pin before on someone. Mm-hmm. Next match we have, and is actually our Pro Wrestling Tonight exclusive for us here in the studio and also for you fans at home. We have Mega Chris Jones coming all the way from Tennessee, who was the protege of the late, great Billy Robinson, who was a former AWA World Champion, British Commonwealth Champion, the teacher to Sakuraba, the Gracie Hunter in martial arts. And Chris Jones, if you have not seen him yet, YouTube him. Chris Jones is a submission machine in wrestling. Mm-hmm. You know, the arm bars, the leg locks, the kicks, the strikes. Like, he's similar to how Yoya is. Like, he could hit you with anything out middle of nowhere and tap you out. But his opponent is, in my opinion, one of the best up-and-coming Chicago talents. Love him or hate him. His name is Miles Mercer. Miles will tell you that he is the king of the whole show. He was also a protege of C-Red. He was traveled with Red. Red, of course, you know, was a good friend of our show, and mm-hmm. was also part of Chicagoland. But Red said to himself, he said, Miles is a 23, 24, 25-year-old man.
Oh, absolutely.
Young Mel, I'll say. Young Mel that wrestles like he's a 30, 40-year veteran, because he has that veteran mentality.
Mm-hmm. There's no doubt.
He looks at how can he win. You got that clash of styles coming on. And that's going to be a match you folks don't want to miss.
No, John, you're absolutely right. One of the people I kind of compare Mega Chris Jones with is Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson from the indie world. The ability to combine the strikes and the submissions and the speed this man has with this, like you said, the technical wrestling, it's all there. I mean, he is literally one of the most exciting talents that we have on the roster, and like you said, he's still young. Oh, yeah. The ability for this guy could be a champion in any Fed. I mean, yes. This guy has the ability to make it to the next level.
He's the best kept secret on the indies, in my opinion, mm-hmm. for junior heavyweight wrestlers that should be in a larger promotion. Now we get to feature him on television here in Chicagoland Championship Wrestling.
And Mercer, Mercer, the one you're talking about too. Also, I want to member of the ARC, huge yes. faction in this area. And also, I've heard him say that not only he's the king of the whole show, now he wants to be the king of all of Chicagoland. So that's I saw him years ago when he first started, and I'll never forget the first time I saw him come out to the ring. I said, "He's got the it factor."
Oh yeah,
there's a presence of him, and there's something about him that is. Something.
It's just a matter of when. Mm-hmm. That's why I told him personally to him as far as it's a matter of when. You will end up being this guy that everyone talks about. Exactly. Every magazine will cover you. Mm-hmm. And now we get the chance to have him here. Next big contest, in my opinion, and it doesn't have to be one that we have to ultra hype because it's just the straight truth. You have Garrisaon Creed, the mercenary, mm-hmm. legitimate war veteran who served our country, has a military background, but he also has a martial arts and professional wrestling background. And he's a big guy that can move like a tiger.
Oh, it's crazy.
But he's going against the EWOKK. Mm-hmm. Now, I know first when people hear that name, they're kind of like, the EWOKK from Star Wars. But the EWOKK is a trash-talking, hard-hitting urban enforcer. Mm-hmm. Reminds me of you throw Taz and Arn Anderson together.
It's a great comparison.
And that's him. Mm-hmm. He's this no-nonsense, goes out there, smash-mouth style wrestler.
Absolutely.
Going against another guy who is a no-nonsense, won't back down, smash-mouth wrestler. Mm-hmm. That match, in my opinion, might be the match that might steal the show.
One word to describe that match. Very physical.
Physical contest. Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. The other big matchups that we have Phil Bruno, Mr. Never Say Die, Fight or Flight, who will actually be taking on his former best friend, Matt Dewar. Mm-hmm. Matt Dewar, of course, has now joined up with the Moretti Agency.
Another Moretti guy, yes.
And I know Chaz has been in Matt's ear every single day talking to him when he goes to the gym, when he goes to out for public gatherings, meetings, and so forth, how they are going to take over Chicagoland. Chaz told me personally he considers Matt to be his hand-picked golden boy to win it all, to win the championship.
Oh, wow. It's big work.
Phil, on the other hand, in my opinion, is on the cusp of being the next big breakout main event star in Chicago. Mm-hmm. He's a Steve Boz guy, so he's got so much talent. That match is going to be another one that can steal the show.
Oh, absolutely. The energy of a Phil Bruno, if you haven't seen him work, the energy he brings to the ring, the crowd, the way the crowd reacts to him when he comes out, he is intertwined with the fans. And like you said, he's just right there on the cusp.
He's a blue-collar working class guy.
He is going to be a main event player very, very soon, and he will be a guy that everybody wants on their show. Everybody wants to come see. I mean, he is just, like you said, is right there. And if you saw the interview you did with him, the humbleness of him, and
that was really that's him being him.
Yeah,
that was no character. That's his Phil. And outside of that, we do have our main event, and that is going to be the Shogun Chris Logan taking on the Ice Pick Vic Capri. Chris Logan is a guy who's current BCW and Rocket Pro heavyweight champion. Has dominated every company he's worked in, going against a Chicago legend who's wrestled in Japan, Europe, and also in the WWE, and Vic Capri.
Absolutely.
The main event of the very first show, very first event.
This is a main event anywhere. This is a main event. This match is a main event. Could have made a crowd. Any Fed in the entire United States, any in the world, could be this match.
Folks, April 4th. You definitely want to be here in Michigan City, Indiana. Go to www.chicagolandchampionshipwrestling.com. I'm John Bullard. This is Michael Allen. So long.
I just got done doing what I do best. And on my mission, my manifest destiny to expand across this nation, to make an impact in professional wrestling across the United States, April 4th, the mercenary Garrisaon Creed arrives at Chicagoland Championship Wrestling. And I will show everybody exactly why the world belongs to me.
Hey Yoko, đang là Damian Taylor ấy. Be Kai Go and he snap it revive me. But I'm done April 4th kung by Damian Taylor tiết na Chicagoland Wrestling. Anh snap hay. Be revive me Be Kai Go and he thought anh. Me snap. Anh revive me snap. But hello, anh done này. Anh done này. Be anh revive me snap hay, okay? Chẳng tao Chicagoland hello ấy. Đó đào tao ấy. Yeah? Okay. Done.
Time.
Chicagoland Championship Wrestling. Let me give a couple dates for you. April 1908. That's when our great-great-great-grandfather beat George Hackenschmidt for the World Championship. Let me introduce us. My name is Jacob. This is my brother Joey. We're the great-great-great-grandsons of the first American heavyweight champion, Frank Gotch. Let me give you another date. April 2020. That's when we make our debut back in the Midwest, back where it all started. See, we've traveled around, whether it was grade school, college, Marine Corps, everywhere we go, we wrestle. It's only natural we bring it back to where it started, back to where our family started. So just remember, Chicago, you step in the ring with us.
It's no gimmicks. It's just wrestling.
We gotta get back to practice. Let's go.
This message is about Chicagoland Championship Wrestling. April 4th, the debut event. You're going to get to see me, Rockstar Johnny Nigh, face off against someone I just found out about, Isaiah Moore. See, I looked up Isaiah Moore the last couple of days. Kid's got a lot of talent. I actually respect what he does out there. But the thing is, he's not Rockstar Johnny Nigh. So I'm sure all you marks would like to believe that he might be able to beat me. But is Isaiah get invited onto this wonderful cruise? Personal friend Chris Jericho invited me on this cruise. Does Isaiah get to play all these wonderful venues, play with bands like Fozzy, Light the Torch, compete in the ring as well? Does Isaiah get to do all those things? I don't think so. Isaiah's sitting at home, waiting for April 4th. But you know what? I got a big surprise for Isaiah. And all you marks out there, you're going to have to come to the show to find out exactly what that is. Now, I just got off stage, as you can see, trying to enjoy this peaceful sunset. So I need my rest. Be gone.